All right. Sunday's card. Let's get to it. I still got to recap a college football day. Let's go. The Bryant Bulldogs. Look, I've worked a lot of jobs where my bosses might have had an 8-ball of Coke in their drawer at the desk. Maybe I should take Bryant, but I can't. They're going into the rack. I am laying the 14.5 with the Rutgers Scarlet Knights, and I don't feel good about this one. I'm not locking it. I'm just trusting the rack, and I'm trusting that Bryant might be a little bit all over the place. Mac, your thoughts?
I'll take the points. I don't think they can drill teams back to back, so I'll take the points and win by 13.
Rob?
Yeah, Bryant's had a different looking roster every single year since Jared Grasso took over. I feel like that's kind of telling, and I'm actually going to lay it here with Rutgers. Not going to lock it, but I'm not buying into this Bryant program being anything relevant.
Yeah, it seems like it's a little interesting. Oh, Todd says, I locked up Rutgers. Let's go.
And Gary locked up Bryant. Lock battle in the chat.
Lock
battle. Here we go.
Let's go.
This is gonna be a hell of an episode.
I'll give you your music, people. All right, we can do this.
I love it.
If I can find it.
I fucking love it.
We got a lock battle in the chat. Bryant, Rutgers. What are we doing? Eastern Washington's getting 12.5 in Cincinnati, Ohio at the, what are they calling this place now? The Fifth Third Arena. 12.5 points. Give me Eastern Washington. I thought about locking it, but I'm kind of tainted by the, we should lock this, shouldn't we?
We should.
They got destroyed at Utah. Let's lock this.
We got Chris Collins. We're sliding in here. Who's he locking?
My favorite pick of the day, Eastern Washington against Cincinnati.
I love it. I
think it's a sell high spot on Cincinnati. I mentioned it last show about Detroit, how that roster's just bare bones. They blew them out by 30, covered that spread by 10.5. You get Eastern Washington here, who also got kind of ran out of the building by Utah, but they are legit. And then they covered against Ole Miss, who I actually like that Rebel squad this year as well. Give me Eastern Washington here.
I'm in on it.
Are we lock unity here?
Yep.
Yes, we are.
Friends through eternity, loyalty, honesty will stay together through thick or thin.
All right, all I needed was that little push because I did not come into this episode with Eastern Washington as a lock. I had it as a fringe lock.
I just hope we're not walking into it with Cincinnati where they're the shitty Big 12 team that finds a way to just keep kicking our ass like Pitt does in the ACC.
Disagree. I actually caught this line at 15, boys. This line has plummeted. I have money line plus 900 as well. I think Eastern Washington wins this thing outright. I'm not joking. I would put a sizable bet on it too.
I like it.
Rob and I are having a CLV battle. I got 15.5, baby.
Woo! Couple sharps flexing on us here, Mac. What are we gonna do? I need to go to sleep.
I'm drinking Woodford. I got 13.5.
Maryland, UAB, Asheville, North Carolina. This is one of my fringe locks. I did not lock it. I have not bet it. But I think UAB plus 5.5 or 6. I do see a 6 on the board. I think UAB is the right side of this, but you guys want to push me over for a lock? You can. Mac, what are you doing here?
So I think my exact quote on Friday night was, I think everybody's going to see UAB on Sunday as an 0-2 basketball team. But if you really look into it, they got 2 losses to Bradley and Clemson by a combined 3 points. I think they're a better team. Wrong team favorite. I think UAB wins outright. I'm going to lock up my guy, Andy Kennedy. Let's go.
Rob?
Right there with you, boys. I actually have UAB as a lock here. I think Maryland, everybody's gonna be looking for them as a bounce back, being a Power 5 team or high major, and I think UAB is extremely good. I think they win this thing outright.
Let's go. Air Force is taking on Delaware. The Blue Hens. Air Force won by 4 a year ago. I remember that game. But this one last year was in Colorado Springs. This one's at the Bob Carpenter Center. Nobody goes into the Carpenter Center and gets a dub. I don't know. Maybe. Look, Delaware's laying 5.5. It's Veterans Day weekend. Give me Air Force plus the 5.5. Mac.
I was gonna say Veterans Day was actually today, and the day before Veterans Day, we got our fucking dick kicked in by Air Force. Bounce back. Give me Delaware. Veterans Day's over.
Oh. What are you doing here, Rob?
I hate that my reasoning was I'm going to take Air Force because it's Veterans Day weekend. So let's go ahead and take Air Force. Not locking it, but
No,
Yeah.
don't lock this. Don't lock this.
Now I'll say this. I have this one listed as fringe. Idaho State is heading to Ames. Iowa State's laying 28.5 points. And you know what? I was like, man, Idaho State's not good. 28.5 in Ames, the way they've been blowing teams out. I didn't bet it. I haven't bet it. I could be talked into this one. Mac, what are you doing here?
I'm gonna take Iowa State. I mean,
With like on a lock or
no? I'm just gonna
Okay.
lay it. You know what? I don't think they can drill 3 straight teams. Who they got on deck? Oh, they got Grambling. Jesus Christ. What the hell? I mean, this is not a Big 12 non-con schedule. But anyway, Long Beach just won, and that's all that matters. I will lay it with Iowa State. No lock for me though.
Yeah. I mean, okay. Rob, you can talk me into it, but you live in the state of Iowa, so I don't know that I can fully trust. But you're a Hawkeye. Also, I mean, you're a Hawkeye, so I'm expecting you to lock up the Bengals here. What are you doing here?
listen, I know you're fiending for an Iowa State lock right now. You just want somebody to ride with you. I can't get there. I'm so close. I'm on that side, but I can't lock it.
Fair.
You guys are both feeling it because my biggest play today in college football was Iowa against Rutgers, and that was a beautiful game. Football was so back.
Oh yeah, dude. No one wants to talk about that dominance. Huh? Oh, you're stealing plays?
Yeah.
Bullshit. You weren't stealing Iowa's plays because Iowa's been running the same fucking plays for 30 years, and it works.
3 clouds and a cloud of dust, baby. What you got, Noah?
I'd like to jump in here. Maybe we did steal Iowa's plays. It was a 42-3 final in the Big Ten championship that year.
Well,
Maybe.
you know why that is, right?
Pass got you off guard.
Yeah,
true.
And you know why that was, right? It's because Kevin Warren's a soulless human being, and he played at that fucking roller rink. Iowa should never play in a dome. If I was Kirk Ferentz, I wouldn't even show up. All right, that's not Iowa football. Yeah.
No, we're on your side. Stay in your lane.
Lehigh is heading into Chapel Hill. The Mountain Hawks are catching 23.5. They covered against Penn State, but that's a local game. Carolina, I'm laying the 23.5. Mac, what are you doing here?
Big point. No lock.
Rob?
Yeah, this line feels right. I'll take the points, but no lock.
Texas A&M Commerce is catching IPFW. The airport, one of the airports. IPFW is laying 3.5. I'll be honest, I kind of struggled with this game. I was like, wait a second, Commerce looked good the other night. I go, that's probably an overreaction, but I was like, IPFW looked good the other night too, and I was like, give me the home team minus 3.5. Mac, what are you doing here?
You said it's 3.5.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lock up Fort Wayne. I think Commerce all out effort against Kentucky. I think they're gonna get drilled by Fort Wayne.
Money line, Mac. It says lay the 3.5 with IPFW. Rob, what are you doing here?
Commerce was literally in my bet slip. I had the amount typed out, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take them off. And now that Mac is going on the other side, I'm definitely staying off it, but I'll still take Commerce with the points just as a pick.
Yeah. Okay. I'm taking you to a lock. This one, this is the Courtney Love game of the night. In a way, I honestly think they made the spread by looking at last year's score. So Elon's heading to North Dakota to take on the Fighting Hawks. At the Sioux Center. Last year, North Dakota won by 4. NC Nick was at this game in Bowie's Creek, North Carolina, a year ago. But Elon looks a lot better this year. So it to me is it lazy odds making when I see the line is 4.5? They're like, oh, last year's a 4-point game. Give them a half point because they're in North Dakota this year. No, Elon. Money line play, folks. Plus 180. The Phoenix has risen in North Dakota. Mac, what are you doing here?
This line does reek. I'm gonna take North Dakota. I'm staying away. I'm staying away from these fucking two teams.
Oh,
there's money to be made right here, buddy. Rob, what are you doing?
I agree. There's money to be made because I'm on Elon with you. Let's lock it up. I think this is a money line play. Let's go. Whatever they are, I don't even know.
Phoenix. The Phoenix has risen.
The Phoenix.
Yes. I'm telling you, the market hasn't adjusted to Elon being better than they were a year ago. Let's go.
I'm right there with you. Let's go.
Let's double lock. Let's go. Look, this is one of my fringe locks. San Jose State's getting 15.5 in Lubbock. I think San Jose State's better than people think, but my only thing that scares me is that place gets fucking lit. Give me San Jose State in the points. I could be talked into a lock. Mac, what are you doing here?
No, I definitely like San Jose State. I mean, you mentioned it, Tim Miles, great coach. I like fading coaches, year one coaches in their game two. They all effort for game one. You want to win your opener. I think we should lock San Jose State. This is way too many points. I think this is a 10-point game easily. So I'm all over San Jose State. Lock it up.
Let's get Rob's thoughts on this one.
You know, I think after Texas Tech kind of smokes a couple of mid-majors by lines that are higher than this, people who were betting Texas Tech in those spans kind of feel like confident laying this amount of points. I think they get bit in the ass here. And yeah, I think San Jose State covers.
Let's go.
Triple lock or is it double lock? That's the question.
Fuck it. I like good peer pressure. All right with you boys. Let's go.
It's a lot harder. It's a lot easier not to lock it when you're not on the show. When you get on the show, it's like, give me the Loxley.
Throw it in there.
I want to do a video for 7th graders where I believe in peer pressure. All right. So folks, let's go. Yes. Listen to peer pressure. It might get you laid. Yes. San Jose State plus 15.5. Sam Houston State is heading to Stillwater. Oklahoma State's laying 7.5. Surprisingly, this is not on my fringe lock play, but I will take Sam Houston plus 7.5. Mac, what are you doing?
I'm going to lay it. I think Oklahoma State's due for a good game. I mean, their backs against the wall. They're coming off Abilene Christian, 5 days to be pissed off. I'm going to take the Cowboys in a bounce back here.
Rob?
Yeah, I'm going to lay it begrudgingly. I think Oklahoma State's awful, but this line feels right, and I think that the better team will win. I just don't know by how much.
Okay. This is a fringe one. Going back to Asheville. I see Davidson getting 7.5 or 8. I don't believe Clemson's that good. I couldn't be pushed in on the points. I'm taking the points as a pick. I haven't bet this game. It is listed as one of my fringe locks here. Mac, who are you taking in this game?
I'm gonna lock Davidson.
Yeah, shouldn't we?
I think these two teams are even.
Me too.
Think Clemson's that good. I mean, they got lucky the other night, so I'm all over Davidson. Lock it up.
Rob?
Yep, right there with the Mac. I'm gonna lock up Davidson confidently, take it on the money line all day. I love this play.
Triple lock for the day. Quadruple
battle. He loves.
No, I do like Clemson a lot, but I wrote down Davidson as a team that I was high on this season too, and I monitored the market on these two teams. Are you a little bit nervous that Matt McKillop just had his biggest win at Davidson?
No, because he's been there with Dad. He was an assistant for a long time.
Dad's there with him.
Yeah, Dad's still sitting there, probably buying him whiskeys after the game. You know what I mean?
I mean, he was there with Dad. I mean, the entire time, and last year didn't go well either. So
wait, what about the other side of that? That Clemson just pulled a win out of their ass.
That's what Clemson did that all year last year. I just think they're that type of team.
Well, are you in on this lock?
No, I'm not betting this because I'm high on both teams. I don't know where I want to be on this game, so I'm staying away. But this is one of the ones that I'll be watching tomorrow.
Should be a politician, Noah.
And I'll even throw it out here. I mean, like
too much.
Yeah, and I'll even throw it out. You know, Noah's talking about wins and losses. We're getting 8.5 points here.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not about wins and losses when you're getting 4 possessions.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's go. Triple up.
Cats. W-I-L-D. Wildcats.
I'm gonna keep this lock train party going because I happen to hit a part in the schedule where I have a lot of locks. San Francisco is getting 7 at Boise. Get the fuck out of here. Give me the Dodds +7. I like this Boise team, but Boise always plays down in their competition. I feel like. Give me San Francisco +7. Wouldn't even be surprised if they won it on the money line. Mac, what are you doing here?
I don't really have a good feel on this one. I'm going to take the points with you, but I'm not going to lock it. I really haven't seen much of Boise. They played Vanguard. I mean, what is that? Your freaking index fund? I mean, what's that about? I'm like, what have they done? Vanguard. Don't forget your 401k at the game on Tuesday night.
Rob, what are you doing here?
My IRA is with Vanguard, so that hit close to home. And this line, this is a line that feels right. I don't have a good pick either way, but I will take the Dons here. Definitely with the points.
All righty, the lock train. I'm going to call for this one as a money line potential play here.
I'm probably on it too.
Merrimack is +380. Wrong team favored. They're catching 9.5 points at Maine. What am I missing here? Their best player got diarrhea or something? What's happening? Noah, I see you've joined the party here, but Mac, let's get Mac's thoughts first here on this game and what are you doing with this one?
I mean, the Maine Cocaine Bears will always put a special place in our heart because it hit the 18-1 money line against Boston College. But come on. This is what I keep saying over and over. Who the fuck is Maine to be laying 9.5 points? Like, come on, play. I'm taking Merrimack, sprinkle some on the money line.
We got to ride the money line here. Noah, are you in on this?
Yeah, shop this around. You can even get a 10. This is just a crazy line. Like, I don't have an inclination on whether Merrimack or Howard are going to outperform whatever. This is just a fucking off line. Maine cannot lay 10, 9.5, whatever we're picking it at.
Rob?
I skimmed over this game initially and I didn't bet it. You boys are making me want to lock it up. So just, give me Merrimack. I'm all about it.
Let's go.
Let's go. The lock train is coming with Dundee aboard.
Another one. Here we go.
This one. I should bring in Patty C. I think he's asleep on the couch in the other room. Howard is catching 12.5. No. Howard, this is DC to Harrisonburg is not that fucking far. Give me the Bison +12.5. I don't even think it's that crazy to ride the money line. I don't think it's that crazy. After those two games that JMU just played, they might be a little flat. They also might have had some cocktails at the JMU UConn game that happened today. Mac, what are you doing here?
Yeah, I was on UConn and I was on Kent State, and I am so sick. My brother, like I said, went to JMU. I'm so sick of getting beat by JMU, and I like JMU, but I'm like, these lines are so fucking inflated. I will join you. Lock up Howard, and I'm going to lock up Radford when I go there on Friday night too. So that's like a sneak peek. I love JMU, but they are not 12.5 point favorites. Yeah. Stop it.
This is absurd. Yeah. Howard should have beat Georgia Tech. They should have beat Georgia Tech.
Yes,
right.
I know. Hey, I will say when they beat Howard, they should be in the top 15 on Monday.
Yeah. Agreed. Rob, do we have lock unity here?
Yes, we do. Howard is going to win this game outright. I'm a believer in this team because, again, I think Howard plays bully ball. Unless you have really good length or crazy jump shots, I don't think you can beat this team or at least dominate them by 12.5. So, yeah, definitely give me Howard here.
We are in full unison here. Lafayette's getting 9.5 at Pepperdine. I got to be honest. I thought about locking this up. I'm not. Give me the 9.5 with the Leopards. They played UCLA really good. What the fuck is this line?
Yeah.
Give me should we lock this?
I'm going to stay away. Real quick on the other thing, I also like to fade teams coming off double overtime games. An extra game basically played. So that's another angle on why we take Howard against JMU. Not as many. Actually, shit. JMU's played 2 overtime games this week. So, but yeah, I'm going to take the points.
That's what I was saying. JMU's been through these gauntlets. Telling you, this is entering fringe lock potential here. Rob, what are you doing here in Malibu with the Waves and the Leopards?
I really do think actually Lafayette's going to be one of my weird teams that I latch onto this season. I actually bet Pepperdine against UC Davis, and I saw them wilt away in the second half. They looked gassed. They also looked really thin. I like the Leopards here getting the 9.5 points.
You locking it?
It was in my bet slip. I did not lock it.
Fair.
Maybe one of you guys can talk me into it.
I think it's a picks page thing. We check the picks page, but if you're looking for extra action, this is what we feel okay about. We feel okay about this one. Chicago State. What's happening here? Two of my darlings are going at it. My brain almost blew up today. Chicago State's getting 4.5 against the Screaming Eagles of Southern Indiana. Both teams are 0-2, but they're a great 0-2. Chicago State won by 17 last year. That's enough for me. Give me the Cougars plus the points. I don't feel good about this play. Mac, what are you doing here?
Sammy, you know what? The Redskins are playing the Seahawks at the same time. The Redskins and Seahawks will be on the big screen, but you can guarantee Chicago State and Southern Indiana is going to be on the other TV watching my two darlings. I love these two teams. Let's go. Can't wait to watch this game.
There we go. So wait, you're on the Screaming Eagles then?
No, I'm on the points.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rob, what are you doing here?
It's gonna be a 1 possession game. Love these guys.
Chicago State, Lemoyne, Queens, Stonehill. These are teams we bet when they're 0-14, not when they're 0-2. So I'm gonna take the points just because Chicago State is a culture play of the chat, but I will not lock this up.
Fair. Gardner-Webb's catching 23 points at Baylor. It's like the Arkansas play. Give me Gardner-Webb. Baylor's going to win by 20. Gardner-Webb gets the cover. Mac, what are you doing here?
Main thing I'd look for with these big buy games, any look aheads? No, UMKC. I'll lay it with Baylor. Not confident though. I think it's around that 20 to 25 range.
Yeah. Rob?
Yeah, I'm going to late with Baylor, but not confident.
Okay, North Carolina Central's at Georgia. Lavelle Moten and company heading into Athens. Snow White and Georgia looking better and better, but they're looking at 20.5. No, give me Central plus 20.5. I can't lay 20.5 with Georgia unless it's football. What are you doing here, Mac?
Is this lock potential? Let me ask you. Let me.
We should think about this. We should.
They won an emotional, or they went to Oregon. They won an emotional game against Wake Forest. Then they just had game day against Ole Miss. You think they're focused on freaking North Carolina tomorrow? I'm all over North Carolina.
Sold.
This is going to be a tight game.
Sold.
Yes.
Rob, your thoughts?
Boys, I'm gonna have to lay it here with Georgia. I don't like it. I love Lavelle Moten, but I'm gonna lay it here just because I think Georgia's actually looked pretty darn good in their first 2 games, despite having that split record. Again, begrudgingly laying it, but definitely not betting it.
We got a double lock with Mac.
Spot, man.
Mac and myself on North Carolina Central.
Those players are taking fireballs right now. After beating the shit out of Ole Miss tonight.
Those players or all of Athens?
Yeah, yes. All of Athens.
Yeah, all of Athens. They're driving around at 175 miles an hour, all fucked up. You know what I mean? The whole town.
Getting ready to get drafted by the Eagles.
Yeah, the police are in on it. Police are fucked up too, just letting them drive by. UC Riverside. It's getting 8.5 at the Portland Pilots. All right. Look, I mean,
I want this pilot. It's a matter of national security.
I think UC Riverside sucks after watching that Utah. Either Utah is incredible or it's a little bit of Utah is better than we were high on Utah, but I still think maybe they're better than what I think. And maybe Riverside's worse than I think. Give me Portland minus the points against Riverside. Mac?
Yeah, I'm gonna take the points too.
Oh, you're taking the points.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the points.
Okay. I'm laying it. Rob, what are you doing here?
Yeah, kind of like what you were saying. I think Utah is actually going to potentially be like a 5 seed in the NCAA tournament. I think they're that good. When we're looking at this game, I think UC Riverside's awful. Losing Zion Poland is a massive loss. That was basically their lifeline last year, in the last couple of years. And yeah, I'm comfortable laying it with Portland, but this was another one that was in my bet slip. Did not bet. Maybe one of you guys can talk me into a lock here.
This is a fringe one, man. I feel all right. Like if I'm winning bets early in the day.
Well,
this
take a
being
sip
bad.
of whatever you're sipping on, and let's go ahead. And
All
just bet
right,
something.
let's fucking go. That's all it takes to get Dundee. It's
There we
fucking
go.
Michelob Ultra bullshit. All right, let's go. See, that's all you gotta do to twist Dundee's. I feel like it's the right side. We got a little in-state battle. Northern Arizona, the Lumberjacks heading to the Antelopes of Grand Canyon. This place gets lit, but 19.5 points lit. Give me Northern Arizona to cover. It's in-state, man. Means more. Mac, what are you doing here?
Yeah, this is way too many points. Definitely all over the points here. I mean, Northern Arizona, yeah, they got drilled by UConn, but take the points here. Check the picks page. I may lock this.
Rob?
This line feels so weird that like Grand Canyon. I mean, we've seen a lot of these high majors like laying this number, but Grand Canyon laying this number just makes me so weary. I feel like it's Grand Canyon or nothing here, so I'm gonna stay away. But that would be the side I would take.
Who's Grand Canyon? They got San Fran on that. That's kind of a look ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. Yale is heading to Loyola Marymount. Man, I want to go to this game.
Good game.
This is a good game, man.
Yale is laying 1.5, and they want you to take Yale. They don't. Those odds makers probably forget that Keli Leaupepe is the greatest human being that's ever walked planet Earth. Give me Loyola. You cannot. You think you can go into Keli Leaupepe's house? You think you could go into Keli Leaupepe's house and try to push him around? Get the fuck out of here. Loyola Marymount wins on the money line. Mac, what are you doing here?
I love me some Keli Leaupepe, but Yale's going to win this game. I'm locking up the private school pussy Bulldogs here. Better team, way better team here.
Money line, Mac, riding with Yale. Even though you lost with them the other night.
Oh, they should have won that game. That was bullshit. We got Noah.
Yeah, I'm jumping in here and I'm tailing Mac again. Like with Yale, this line does smell a little bit to me. We saw Yale compete against the class of the WCC. They were winning that game by 10 in the first half. They were within that game until the final 10 minutes. And now we go up against Loyola Marymount, who kind of loses quite a bit. They return the king himself.
What? Okay.
They return the king himself. But Yale has 4 or 5 starters returning.
And none of them are Keli Leaupepe.
This line is actually +1 at Bet365. So shout out to our boys there. This line smells like shit because we're talking about the best team in the Ivy up against 3rd, 4th best team in the West Coast Conference, and we just saw Yale compete against Gonzaga. I needed a little bit of a nudge. I'm going to lock it up with Mac. Give me Yale.
There you go. Let's go, Noah.
Couple of private school pussy brothers, Fade and Keli Leaupepe. What could go wrong?
Leaupepe's built for March, not November.
Rob, what are you doing here?
You know, I'm a big believer in Yale, and actually this summer I met John Pulikidis, who is one of the better shooters on Yale because he's dating an Iowa women's basketball player named Kelly Feuerbach. And listen, I really do. He was telling me very candidly when he was, sipping down some Michelob's that, this is the best Yale team that he's been a part of since he's been there. And I believe him. I think on the roster, they look really great. This is one of those games I'm going to watch as a fan and then potentially tail Yale afterwards, just because I love both these teams. It's kind of hard for me to decipher who I really want to go with here.
Well, I'm sure maybe you don't remember when you had these Molsons, but I'm sure he was terrified after beer 7 or 8 when the truth starts coming out when you're drunk. He was probably like, we play Keli Leaupepe this year. And one thing I know about Yale, they don't have prison strength. Loyola Marymount has prison strength. Welcome to the majors, little private school pussies. So you guys are all going Yale. All right.
Do you remember the last time we locked battle in a Leaupepe game? Me versus you on Gonzaga and Leaupepe, and Gonzaga was up 33 at halftime.
That's true. That's true.
That was a private school pussy. The private school pussies are an Achilles heel.
That was a conference private school pussy. So it's a little different. Yep. They're used to coming into old Marina Del Rey and Playa Del Rey and being fine. Yeah. I don't know. You guys are on an island there. All right. I know I'm supposed to say I'm on an island, but Keli Leaupepe is with me. All right. So I'm good. This is like traveling with the Lord. You know what I mean? You're going to be good. You're going to be good if you have Keli Leaupepe with you.
This is one of the picks you almost hope you're wrong because you like Leaupepe.
I'm taking Loyola. What do you mean? I don't know.
No, I mean, I hope I'm somewhat wrong because I like Leaupepe. So if I'm wrong, I'm like, Leaupepe won at least.
Robert Morris is taking on Towson. Towson's laying 9.5. Ugh.
This is gross.
Give me the points. No. Gosh, didn't Point Park almost beat Robert Morris? No, give me the points. Mac, what are you doing here?
I'm going to take the points too.
Rob?
I'm going to pretty confidently take the points. This is another game that I really had in my bet slip. I mean, Towson, I think, is a shell of their last year's selves, or even their last 2 or 3 year selves.
I agree.
And Robert Morris on the back end of last season in the Horizon looked pretty darn competitive. 9.5 feels like a lot. Give me Robert Morris.
Let's go. Army, Indiana, the Bob Knight Challenge. Look,
this is great.
I want to lock up Indiana, but I do believe this is a sympathy play. With Bobby Knight being honored, I think Indiana's going to call off the dogs. So I'm not locking this up, but give me Indiana minus the points. Mac, what are you doing here?
What's that number at, Colby?
23.5. I do see a 24 out there too.
Oh God, I want to lock Army so bad on Veterans Day, Bobby Knight. I'm definitely on Army. Check the picks page.
I'll take Indiana just because
I think they're going to call off the dogs.
Maybe you're right. Give me Army.
I also don't think Indiana's that good right now. I think they're going to be good, but I don't think they're very good at all right now.
Rob, what are you doing here?
I think Indiana puts it on there because they want to establish themselves as the official Bob Knight school. That's my entire angle. I don't
a little fuck you. I like this angle.
Yeah, a little fuck you. Like, hey, we're about to win by 70. Have fun the rest of the season here.
What are they? The Taliban?
Who, Indiana? I can see that.
He said we're the real Bob Knight school against Army. Put it on Army. It's like it's got to be a sympathy play against Army.
Starting point guard for the Hoosiers is Osama bin Laden. Oh, I'm sorry.
You can play ball. I guarantee you. He's like 6'4".
I guarantee you too, man. That he had his shoes over there in Afghanistan. The Arab bin Ladens, the Arab bin Ladens were fire, man.
Yeah.
Weber State take it on St. Mary's. St. Mary's laid 16.5. Man, I think Weber's not that bad. Who do they got on deck?
So St. Mary's,
San Diego State.
That is a look ahead.
Give me Weber in the points. I might eat shit on this one. I'm not locking this. Mac, what are you doing here?
I kind of agree. This is a sandwich spot because I know New Mexico was down a couple guys the other night, but it's a sandwich spot in the Mountain West. Definitely going to be on Weber. Could be a lock on the picks page. Check the picks page tomorrow. Let me dive into this more.
Rob, what are you doing here?
Yeah, this feels like a really shallow line for a team that's being really hyped up as a, like a top 10 kind of team in St. Mary's. I like taking the points here with Weber State.
I think it's a good spot too. UC Davis is at Montana. Montana's laying 3.5. Give me the Grizz minus 3.5. I was impressed with them at Eugene there. This could be a fringe lock. I think Montana might be all right this year. Mac, what are you doing here?
I'm gonna take the points.
Okay, go with Jim Les after he pulled that big time comeback. Rob, what are you doing here?
Yeah, UC Davis looked like an entirely different team in that second half against Pepperdine. I kind of like taking the points with them again here. I think they win this thing outright.
Ooh, nice. Nevada, Washington, system play. I'm laying the 4.5 with the Washington Huskies. Steve Alford, I like to fade him. He's going to complain about bats in Reno. Wait till he goes to Seattle. He's going to be doing a press conference saying, we're a good program. We don't need to be playing with the homeless. All right. I don't know if you saw his presser, but he was bitching about saying we're a big time program. We shouldn't have bats in the stadium. All right. Mac, what are you doing here?
This is a great fucking Sunday night game. I mean, you got Nevada, Washington in Seattle. Yeah, I'm gonna lock it too. I think Washington's a better team. Let's go.
Do we have a triple lock potentially, Rob?
You know what I will say, and I will speak for the Iowa fan base here in saying,
I know where this is going.
Steve Alford, you little son of a bitch. Let's lock up Washington. I hope they get obliterated by 20 points.
Let's go. Let's go. Folks, we're not going to recite our locks because I have a football show to do, which only takes 2 hours. So tomorrow we will. All right. This is the college basketball experience. Make sure you give Rob Donaldson a follow on Twitter. Rob's doing great work all the time. You see him on Hoops Peterson, on VSiN, all the shit. He's everywhere. All right. You can give Rob a follow. I just got to make sure it's at Rob DFB. Rob's a fucking champ. He just says, hey, dude, you want someone to talk hoops? Let's go. Let's jump in. Boom. He's there just like that. Give him a follow. He does great work. He knows the game better than pretty much everybody. All right. Pretty much everybody. I would say my mom knows hoops really well. She always wins the NCAA tournament bracket better than me every year. So just goes to show. Mac is on Twitter at moneyline_Mac. Give him a follow. Check out the Big 12 college experience. West Virginia's defense looked like fucking ass all day today. I took West Virginia.
Bad
Jesus.
Bad night.
Fucking receivers 20 yards wide open.
Might want to cover Stoops. Fucking little white motherfucker.
Yeah.
Hard the motherfucker.
Noah behind the scenes is on Twitter at NoahB77_. Check, subscribe, follow, all that shit. I'm on Twitter at DColbyD. Give me a follow. Check out the college basketball experience on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. Subscribe on YouTube as well, the hub for all of our college experience podcasts. Until next time, folks, this is the college basketball experience. Coming right up is college football, so stick around. You better start thinking about yours, and we out of here.